Welcome back, everyone. Okay, we do it every day in some form or fashion. We negotiate in the workplace, at home with our spouse or kids, maybe when we're traveling or trying to get a bargain somewhere. Well, would you like to know how to get better at it? Our next guest is considered one of the world's foremost experts on negotiation, and his new book, Getting More: How to Negotiate to Achieve Your Goals in the Real World, will give us the tools to reach agreements. Stuart Diamond, welcome to Bay Sunday.
Thank you. Good
I
to be
wish
here.
I could talk to you for about an hour, maybe send you into my boss's office sometime.
Every little bit else.
My boss didn't hear that. Okay, you teach a hugely successful negotiating class at Wharton Business School.
Right.
I mean, it's always filled to capacity. In your former life, you were a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist with the New York Times. Are you a good negotiator?
I meet my goals more than I used to.
Really?
Yes, because I learn to make people connections.
Okay.
That's more important. The conventional wisdom people have is to make threats, to walk out, to say my way or the highway. But I found from teaching 30,000 people in 45 countries that the best thing to do is to make a connection with another person. When you do, they're 6 times more likely to give you what you want than when not. Let me give you an example. I had a former student took a flight up from Houston to Philadelphia in a snowstorm. Plane was 4 hours late. While the rest of the passengers were snarling at the flight crew, he went up to the flight crew, apologized for everybody else's behavior, and said, you know, it's really a drag, isn't it, to work 4 hours late on a day like today. When he got off the plane, they gave him $600.
Wow.
Because he made a connection with them.
And he was more positive about it. So obviously we need to change our approach then, right?
Our whole approach, whether it's Congress or with your kids or at work, valuing the perceptions and emotions of the other side dwarfs any set of resources or expertise you bring to a negotiation.
All right, let's talk about these 12 strategies that you've developed. Here's one. It's about them.
It's about them.
Not about us, it's about them.
That's exactly it. When I go to a negotiation, I want to know first how I can meet their needs, not how they can meet mine. Because when you say, I want to meet your needs, people are more likely to give you something back.
Okay, another one, be transparent and constructive, not manipulative.
That's right. I tend to say what's going on. I tend to say we're not getting along. I tend to say, you know, I made a mistake. People do not expect you to agree with them. They do expect you to be straight with them.
All right, note to husband, I will do this in the future. And another one, prepare. You say prepare.
Putting yourself in a situation before you get there is important. Once you get to the negotiation and they're being hateful to you, it's almost too late. I ought to mention something to you that combines all this about kids. You mentioned kids
I want to get into some specific situations. 4-year-olds, I mean, they're little weasels. I'm sorry, I have to say that, but they are persuasive.
I have a 9-year-old. He does whatever I want. Here's the thing. I don't threaten him. I value him. I don't say to him, if you don't clean your room, I'm not getting you Legos. I say, there's nothing more that I want to do today than buy you Legos. Help me buy you Legos. I buy Legos for kids with clean rooms. Are you such a kid? And I give him power. I let him pick restaurants.
You give him choice?
I give him choice. And he responds by giving me things in return.
Okay, negotiating on the job.
It's about my boss's needs. It's about the other side's needs. So I want to know how I can create value for the company. And then if I create value for the company, they'll give me something back. I had a student got rejected by 18 companies. I said, rewrite your resume for the same companies and focus each resume on exactly the person that you're being interviewed by, hopes, dreams, fears. He gave up after getting 12 offers. It was just too many already.
Wow, okay.
Because I focused on the other person.
Okay, yeah, so don't put a blanket resume out there, just focus on one. Okay, what's the most memorable negotiating experience you ever had?
Oh, well, someone put a gun in my stomach in Congo once.
What?
And I found the pilot who came over and said, you know, these people have tickets on my plane. Could you please take the gun out of his stomach? So finding a third party that might be more persuasive, well, you're often not the right negotiator. You get too emotional. You're having an argument with somebody. Find somebody that they'll listen to better and employ that person.
All right, Stuart, you are describing the United States Congress. How do you get them to agree so we can move on and solve some problems?
Well, first of all, they've got a conflict model of negotiation, not a collaborative model. A collaborative model gets you 4 times more than a conflict model, which means they have to respect each other, listen to each other, value the perceptions, whether they agree or not, and that will enable them to brainstorm whether it's abortion or the budget.
Come on, they're smart, educated people.
Just because you're smart doesn't mean you're skilled. This is a new new topic. It's 20, 30 years old. The psychology part of it that I've developed in getting more is maybe 4 or 5 years old. They don't have the skill.
Why don't they ask you to come in and help them?
Well, there is a big not-invented here syndrome, but that's why I'm on this show.
Okay, all right. Stuart, thanks so much. Stuart Diamond.
Right.
And Stuart's book is Getting More, How to Negotiate to Achieve Your Goals in the Real World. For more information, you can log on to his website, gettingmore.com. Now, if Stuart and the other authors have inspired you to get your idea, your dream, or your story on paper, we've got just the place to help you. That's coming up when Bay Sunday continues.